stacked. And we have two decks that we haven't featured all day just for you guys. First up being Altergeist. Altergeist still going strong. I mean,
apparently.
Yeah. Only, what was it? So only one loss and one draw the entire day. So that seems pretty respectable. And then a fan favorite deck, Pendulum. Everyone's got to love some good old Pendulum spam. And again, made it pretty far. I haven't seen many Pendulum decks here just walking around all day. I think this might be like the first, actually.
Yeah, it's weird. Despite being the best deck, it isn't very well represented. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the deck isn't without its faults, but
yeah, for sure.
To be fair, this will be a really interesting match. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know how this is going to play out whatsoever. The die roll is definitely going to have a very significant impact on this.
Yeah,
but,
it turns out setting trap cards is pretty important if you're the Altergeist player.
For sure. So let's not keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's go ahead and get into this final match. And the players should be ready to go. We just have to go ahead and give them the signal. I think they're just going to go ahead and start the clock, and we are off.
All right. So let's see who's going first. Fritz is on Altergeist, and Joseph's on Pendulum.
Yeah, again, like, I don't know who's favored in this.
Yeah, I would expect whoever wins the die roll is probably the favorite, and it looks like it's going to be Altergeist.
Okay, only set 2, though.
Maybe
However,
not.
Multi-Faker could definitely just, you know, win the game on its own.
Yeah,
you would have to
upend
hard
the
open
entire
it,
thing.
but it is at 1. And there's the Mastery. That is a much stronger open than it looks like what Fritz has.
And Fritz is going to ask to read it. Yeah, it's extremely good.
This card is crazy.
Not only does it search every relevant card in Pendulum, it also adds a spell counter to any Pendulums that might need them, including the one, the only. Let's see if we see it.
Servant of Endymion. This card is so powerful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you get to tutor for basically anything in your deck that matters. This card is such an incredible starter.
I remember the first week when people would go Servant into Endymion over and over and over again. I thought that was annoying, and then they realized they could use Jackal King.
Oh, I was not aware that Joseph was playing Zephyras in his build.
Oh,
so
good. Now I get to flex my intimate Zephyr knowledge. Oracle of Zephyra is an incredibly powerful card, and the Zephyra suite of spells and Singular Trap are an immense payoff for this archetype. Playing Oracle of Zephyra means that he's able to get probably Zephrath here, unless it's already in his hand, a mutable scale, which can flex into either a low scale or a high scale as necessary, and enable some pretty crazy boards.
Not to mention, Zephyr Providence is one of the craziest archetype search spells like in the game. It searches whatever you want from your deck, and then it also protects your cards. Like, what more could you ask for?
It gets much worse when you realize you can Providence for Oracle for Zephrath, which is in effect like 3 searches plus protection plus a field spell effect that occasionally comes up. It's just unreal.
Right, so now Servant already has 3 spell counters, so we're going to go ahead and special summon Servant, plus a monster that can take a spell counter, which in this case is going to be Endymion, the mighty master of magic himself.
You see a set 2 and you think, yeah, probably not worth going into a Jackal King at this point.
So now Endymion is protected from being targeted and destroyed.
Yep.
And can also just negate a trap card as well, which, again, you know, being Altergeist, that's a bit problematic here.
So Zephrath is being activated here. Let's see if he's going high or low. Don't worry, chat. We will inform you as to who makes top 16. And there is Zephyr Nui.
Yes.
God, I hate that card.
So Zephyr Nui, when it's Pendulum summoned, you get to search for a Zephyr spell or trap, which in most cases is Zephyr Divine Strike, just adding another layer of negation. There is Zephyr Windy. Is that how Zephyr Windy?
Ritual Beast Zephyr Windy.
Yes.
Yeah. I think because Winda's on it? I don't know. No, it's Lara, right? Lara riding Pedalfin?
Oh, it's Pink Dolphin, whatever it is. But
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Zephyr Windy.
To those of you in chat asking where the top 16 Volcanic deck profile is, 2013 is where you're looking. So now we're going to link summon Electromite.
We still need Ulti Scattershot, just saying.
Bay has hit the field.
Electromite, again, still at 1, still one of the most powerful cards, in my opinion, ever printed.
Yeah. Electromite has single-handedly enabled basically every single Pendulum deck since her printing, and continues to do so to this day. She is right at home in Zephyr.
There's a reason that it's at 1. That's going to meet an infinite impermanence, rightfully so, but it does still give Joseph the Pendulum Scales, or excuse me, the arrows to Pendulum Summon 2, which is one of the reasons why this card's so good, because yes, its effects are crazy, but having those extra arrows to give your Pendulum Summon a little bit more oomph into it It's pretty good. We're going to see that get negated, though, by the Endymion.
Yeah, one of the best things to destroy Electromite, of course, is Ghost Ogre. While you do still get the effect, you no longer get the arrows. It turns out effect negation is pretty strong, but not fantastic against a card whose main purpose secretly is just to unlock the extra deck and let you play under Master Rule 3.
Not to mention Ghost Ogre is seeing very little play in this current format. I think you might see it every once in a while, but you would assume going into a tournament, it's probably not likely that you need to play around it whatsoever.
If Ding's in the format, maybe skip Ghost Ogre.
Right. That's kind of one of the big pressing issues here. But now this Electromite's going to get the full strength of its effects here. I think Electromite's one of the reasons why Link Vrains Pack 1 kind of set the standard for making Link Vrains Pack 2 and 3 not as good.
Yeah, there were a significant number of mistakes. I wouldn't call them out-and-out mistakes, but Electromite represents one of, if not the most powerful cards from said set.
So we used the effect of the Electromite to pop his own Zephyrath to add his Jackal King to his hand and also drew a card using all 3 effects of the Electromite.
We're going to set Servant number 2.
Doesn't really matter too much here, just a low scale in this case.
As well as Endymion number 1.
So now he's got scales. So I imagine a pen for 2 at the very least. He could possibly go deeper.
So Zephyrath has just a little too many stars to be special summoned. I think she's on, what, 13, 14, 200?
Yeah, a few.
Yeah. But the remainder of the extra deck is unlocked. We'll go for a Jackal King, a Zephyr, what is that, a Zephyr Nui, a second Zephyr Nui, and there's a third one in the extra deck,
and
Zephyr Wendy.
Oh! Okay.
Oh, that's painful.
You know, when you're playing against Geist, this is one of the things that you do have to keep in mind, that they do play a full suite of Solemn packages now.
Fritz with an amazing vibe check against Joseph. I mean, there's
look
really
at that.
nothing
Did you see that look on his face?
He
just he puckered his lips and like shook his head. He's like, I can't believe that just happened.
Who walks into a Pendulum summons Solemn in 2019?
You got to hand it to Fritz. He was just looking cool as a cucumber. That whole, he was just like,
yeah, go off, King.
Yeah, whatever.
See what happens.
Damn. They probably heard that from here. That was loud.
I do like that chat is absolutely correct. Fritz probably doesn't have a Faker in hand and has bricked to hell, but activating Solemn Judgment, that's pretty sweet.
Now we see a set rotation follow-up here. The thing is, Fritz did put himself down to 4K. So
He's
like
about to take 18.
Right, so if Fritz can just, if Joseph can just find an extra 2,200 damage, he hasn't normal summoned, has he?
Mm-hmm.
So there could still be a potential kill shot here.
He's going to check real quick what he got. What's the play, friend? I love set rotation in Zephyr specifically because if you give your opponent Oracle of Zephyr and they don't have a relevant target in the deck, they can't actually activate it.
That's like old school Spiral.
Yeah, it's the slightly worse and less expensive at the time version of the
Gateway
Gaia,
to Chaos.
Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
Gaia
Gateway to
field
Chaos.
Spell. Oh my goodness. Who remembers when that card was $30?
Who remember when that card was actually meta? Wow, he's just passing.
Wow. Wait, did he forget to attack?
Did he forget to attack? Or did he attack and we just missed it?
I guess if you have no cards on your side of the field, you can forget whose turn it is. He normaled the Ritual Beast Zephyr Wendy.
Oh, that's right. He
correct.
did. He did normal summon Wendy, yeah.
All right, well, so Quidius isn't great.
I'm going to assume he took 18.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to link summon a copy of
Almirage.
Salman Great Almirage. Why is this a Salman Great card, by the way?
Why not?
Okay. Didn't think about it that way.
And just an Almirage set one
shaking
pass.
His head, he says, I'm going to try it again.
But at least now that you know your opponent's playing Judgment, you're going to be definitely more cognizant of playing around in the future.
All right, so what's that set card? I assume it's an Oracle. Nope, let's lead with Foolish Burial. That is a good card, folks.
And Servant is ticked up to 3 again, so here we go.
Oh, is that a Destrudo?
That is a Destrudo.
Ooh. You like to see something like Dark Worm in a position like this if you're Fritz, because there's monsters on Joseph's side of the field. But a Destrudo is always live.
Yeah, this is going to give Joseph quite a few lines of play here, because now you can use Servant, you can get 2 cards, and then even if your first line of play gets stopped by something, you can just Destrudo into a monster and just, like, keep going.
Wow, so there's Servant, and what are we getting?
Do you just get another Endymion? Because then you can just negate whatever the trap is, assuming it's not a counter trap.
It looks like he thumbed over Master. Yep.
Master Cerberus
might only be on 1 Endymion.
That could be true, and here comes the Manifestation.
Yeah, so Manifestation isn't great. It summons it in attack position, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I feel like Fritz is kind of just trying to, like, do his best to not die here.
There's got to be exactly a multi-faker in the hand for this to make any sense at all.
Yep. Which isn't impossible. And it looks like Joseph's going to let that go through.
All right, there he is. Oh, looks like I am mistaken.
Does he have the multi-faker? Fritz is like shuffling those 2 cards in his hand. He might have it.
What
Oh
could
no,
they
he's using it.
possibly be?
He's using it to bounce.
Yeah,
Because you can
but
return the. But yeah, like, is it enough?
what do we bounce the Electromite and he just link summons it again? Joseph says, "Okay, you're putting it back in my extra.
Yeah.
I appreciate it anyway."
Oh, there's a scale. Master Cerberus needs 4 counters, I believe, to use its effect.
That is correct, but it can it remove the counters from anywhere? Because
Oh, I believe it's yeah. So he has 4 already.
I think I'd fire it now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Banish the Almirage, and you can just attack for game, right?
You don't even need to make a
Master
Electromite
Cerberus
here.
is 28.
It all hinges on if he remembered last turn to attack.
Well, that's true, because this is assuming he did take the 18 from Electromite, which we're assuming he did.
The Master Cerberus isn't. It's an 8, right?
It is an 8, yes.
So this Endymion won't be high enough scale for it to be summoned, but we should have enough stuff in the extra deck to facilitate lethal with like a bunch of link monsters.
Here comes the Strudo. Is that a DD Crow?
Oh my goodness.
Wow, okay.
All right, well, there's one of the 2 cards.
Well, there's 4,000 life points wasted. You know what's... Oh, Servant's 900. I forgot. Servant's a very odd attack. Oh, yeah, okay, so that he didn't actually attack.
Incredible.
Wow, okay, so he was at 4K 28, so that means he should be at 1,200?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, boy. Okay, sure.
And Fritz, I mean, Fritz just...
Fritz, what is in your hand? Apparently 2 trap
Well,
cards. at
one's
least.
Manifestation, because he
Yeah.
bounced it. We know that. Wow, if you're Joseph, that's got to feel bad.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, to be fair, you know, sometimes being on stream adds a little bit extra pressure. Not to mention both of them are on the bubble. You know, with 2,000 in cash on the line, not to mention the invite for 10K in January. Ugh.
Okay, I want to see one of these set rotation cards. We've seen him like thumb over them about 3 or 4 times now, and they've got to be activatable.
Well, clearly Fritz most likely isn't activating his, right?
Could be Oracle. Could be something that he just generally doesn't want to activate, like a Necro Valley.
It's going to battle phase.
To those of you asking what Master Cerb's gained attack is, it is 0. All right, we're doing the same play once again.
So we're just going to bounce.
No spell counter on that bad boy.
Nope. Now, this does give Joseph a bit of an opportunity to possibly set up a bit.
Joseph, just switch the servant
Wow.
to attack position. If Fritz gets out of this game alive, there is no justice in this world.
All because Joseph didn't attack with that Electromite.
Solemn Judgment, way better when it's actually Waboku.
Fritz with another set, which, as we know, is Manifestation, so there's no surprise there. Oh, 2 sets this time. Oh, wow. That has to be
T set.
That has to be a hand trap.
Yeah. I'm like, is it Sangan? No, you would have made Almirage with that.
Now, we know one of the cards in Joseph's hands is the Master Cerberus, which he can't Pendulum summon. Which is a bit awkward for him.
Who's got what? Only a Zephyrath face up?
In the extra deck? I believe so.
I don't know. This is actually not a great position to be in.
Well, that
shockingly.
Solemn Judgment did so much work because it put all the monsters in the graveyard.
Yeah.
So Joseph just lost out on all of his resources.
This is such a terrible position to be in, like losing to Kieran every turn, because it's not good. It's not very strong. But, I mean, what are you going to do if your best play is to neg yourself going into something like an Electromite?
So Manifestation, once again, going to get the Soquidius. Is going to bounce the back row?
Is
or
this a Divine Strike he's thinking about?
All right, so here we go. He's going to go for the back row.
Sure.
It's going to go to his hand. Wow. This is, I got to give it to Fritz. Like, I feel like a lot of people would have like conceded this. Wow.
What a rip. Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Pot of Extravagance off the top.
Suddenly, we are back in it. To those of you saying Almirage is already in the graveyard, this deck is on Extravagance, so likely there's 3 Almirages. Let's see what we rip. Got to be something good.
I mean, if this doesn't fix his hand, I don't know what does. He's going to set a third card. I mean, this is Altergeist, to be fair.
Yeah, I was about to laugh, and then I went, actually, that could be the best thing.
I was going to say, like, if you draw, you know, Protocol, we know one of them is the Manifestation, obviously, but Protocol would be also very good.
Mm-hmm.
It could be more Solemn. Solemns are actually all dead.
Activate
except Judgment, excuse me.
Dragon Ravine.
Wow, okay.
So, likely, in that case, Fritz is locked on a on an Oracle, which I don't think he cares
Pitching
much
Tempest.
about. Well, that explains what's in the hand.
Couldn't he have Pendulum summoned it, though?
I think so. It's a 7, right?
Yeah.
Playing around the second Solemn.
That's true. I mean, if you get your pen for 4 Solemn Judgment, I mean, I think I'd get tilted too.
All right. There it is. Dark Worm. Are we going for Tempest?
He's got, does he have 2 dragons?
He's got Dark Worm, and that's it. There's a Destrudo in the banished zone.
Wait, isn't Zephyr Wendy a wind?
Oh, it is.
And it's in the graveyard.
Oh, that's funny. That's very funny.
That's relevant. Fritz is eyeballing that trap, so just immediately going for the Manifestation here now.
Says, yeah, okay.
The value that this Manifestation has generated.
He says, play into my Kieran. Go.
You know, it's kind of interesting, too, because I believe Servant can actually attack directly.
Servant?
Servant of Endymion, the one that's just sitting on his field.
What?
Yeah. It just randomly, oh, you need a spell counter on it to do that, actually, excuse me.
Wait, are you kidding me?
No, I swear. You didn't know this?
I'm calling your bluff on this. There's
okay.
no way that's true. This card can attack directly?
Yes. Have fun reading that wall of text.
Well, apparently it's a wall because they have to fit effects like that on there.
Joseph's going to go ahead and set a card. Here comes Tempest now.
No. Oh, my God, it can! It's just a random effect in the middle of a wall.
You know, because it didn't have enough effects already. It's like, yeah, I'll make it attack directly.
Oh, terrible. We could have been out of this game already.
So Tempest going to come in, attack into the Silquidius. Fritz is just going to do the same song and dance he's been doing, bounce the Tempest back to Joseph's hand. And again, if that Servant was, does it need a spell counter, though? Did you see?
Well, it can discard a card to give itself a spell counter.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of other effects.
Now it's your turn to know what
that's
effective
true.
Servant.
Wait, no, because you typically do that when you're trying to give other things spell counters, not itself.
Oh, man. This is... I can't believe Fritz is getting away with a 20-minute game 1.
I can't believe he survived off of Manifestation, Summon, Silquidius, Bounce 4 turns in a row. That's Solemn Judgment coming in clutch.
Fritz is just shaking his head. Why are you shaking your head? You've been gifted this match. Yeah, chat's right. It's only able to gain counters from spell activations when it's a scale.
Oh, okay.
But you
but
know,
no, the effect when it's a monster can do it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So here we go. It's crazy to think that Fritz is like actually turning this around in his favor.
Did Fritz draw another Silquidius?
I think so, because he just normal summoned it. So now we're going to see a Pendulum summon?
Oh my goodness.
Pendulum
Finally,
summon for 2.
after 100 years, we've performed a Pendulum summon.
And another Judgment.
Joseph says fine.
Wow.
And it's here where he reveals that he actually knew the effect the whole time, and he'll be switching this monster to attack position.
No, but he can just bounce it with Silquidius, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of the weakness of a deck like Altergeist. Like, it has so many opportunities to be reactive and so few to put damage on board.
He's go. Oh my God, Servant's a wind.
Hilarious.
That, wow, talk about synergy.
Going for another Tempest. Where's your DD Crow now?
Wait, this could be huge because if he puts Servant to attack, can't he win? Because he can go force the manifestation with Silquidius to bounce, and then if you switch a Servant to attack, gives it a spell counter with the monster effect.
See, you'd think, but it would require him to have read Servant.
Oh, no. That could have been the window.
All
and
right.
here comes manifestation.
Oh, wait. Does Joseph have a response?
Does he have a Divine Strike?
Have to be that or Impermanence.
No way. He has the Divine Strike.
Ooh,
Is
nice.
Is there a Judgment?
Well, there are a whole slew of cards that deal with that.
Is that game?
Well, we have to. If we have another Altergeist card, it's not.
It's Trap Trick.
That is kind of an Altergeist card.
I'm curious, are they trying to like clarify when this is?
I'm just reading Tempest real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the attack declaration already happened, right? Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Joseph
squeaked by with that one. Fritz's hand looks like all traps.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's about all you could hope
Oh,
for.
no, there's a Meluseek. Okay.
That's great.
It was just the way the lighting was. So that's a pretty good card, I hear.
Meluseek, it is exceptionally powerful, incredible to have in the graveyard. It's just good.
I mean, I hear get you to multi-fakers. That's kind of nice.
Yeah.
I think I saw a Compulse from Fritz.
All right, we're going to do some quick hand understanding.
Yeah, definitely Compulse. Set everything except multi-faker?
Oh.
Yep. Always playing around those Mech Knights.
You got it.
And so looks like play is going to go over to Joseph.
Here we are.
Let's see. Any standby phase anti-spell? Doesn't look like it.
Maybe he's waiting until the first activation.
Going twin.
That's really not good. Discarding Destrudo.
That's good.
Yikes. So one of these has got to be a Solemn Judgment. We just got to see him flip it up.
How much does he value those 2 cards that got set? Is it, wow, he let him go.
Apparently not very much.
Compulse and Heavy Storm Duster.
And an HSD. Heavy Storm Duster is okay
against
Pendulum.
Against Pendulum is pretty good, clearing the scales.
Yeah.
I like it, especially because it's a 1 for 2.
Yeah. Call. This is why I don't really like HSD versus Pendulum, is any of them that are on call, it looks like a terrible card.
Fair. There's the Judgment.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see the Faker. I don't dislike this. It's an opportunity to fetch a 2-for-1 from your opponent after they've Twin Twisted, so they have, what, 2 cards
in
the
hand.
hand?
Yep.
What are they going to be, Scales?
Well, keep in mind, Joseph does have the Destrudo.
Oh, that's a
so
good one.
even if he can establish a monster, it's going to be tough because then Fritz has to be cognizant of the fact that if any monster sticks that's like level 6 or lower, Destrudo can come out and then pretty much completely change the dynamic of this game. But
I'm interested to see what exactly Joseph is doing with Destrudo. Because if you see it enabling Guardragon stuff, that's fine. But if you see it enabling Yazi...
I'm interested to see why he summoned Meluseek off of Multifaker. Does he think that he has this? With
what's
only
that, what's that remaining set card? It's got to be good. Otherwise, you'd pick Silquidius.
Right. Another Solemn, maybe?
Yaze, Mari, and Pend Pog. Yeah, get on it, folks.
All right, so Zephyrath.
That's a good one.
We're going to go ahead and set our scale.
What is the last remaining card in hand?
Is that a Zephyrenew he sent?
Yeah. I believe that is the only target outside of Wendy.
So Zephyrnew's a scale 6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Able to get itself.
Purple Poison.
Are you kidding me?
So he can pen summon that Zephyrenew.
And then that gets a counter trap. Wow, that's good enough.
Oh, sorry, Zephyrenew scale 7 because his level is 6. And there is going to be the manifestation, which is going to go ahead and negate the Zephyrnew's effect.
That's fine, but this is something that Joseph's going to be able to do every turn. It also explains why you got Meluseek. Now you can use the effect of Meluseek to add something like, oh, I don't know, a Marionetter.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like at this point, Fritz can kind of establish pretty well because then you can start snowballing. You can start going into Hexdias. I don't know. I feel like that's fine. And, yeah, Joseph's just already seen the writing on the wall, so he's not even going to keep going. All right, game 3.
5 monsters in Altergeist. Oh, that's a hand.
No, there's a Compulse in there.
Sure.
I think there might be an Ash. I think that's the second card from the right.
Ash it.
Start off with an Upstart. That is not a good card for time.
No. I don't think we're in any danger of reaching time, but...
At 10 minutes, you never know. Let's see, how is he going to do this? Even if Fritz does have an Ash, Ash is not very strong against Pendulum, only in very specific instances.
Right.
There's like 2 specific cards Ash is very strong against, but every other instance Ash is horrible.
Pendulum Call.
And Cerberus in the scale.
Yeah.
All right, so we got scales.
Are we just going to go for the Pendulum Summon?
Well, at least he doesn't have to worry about Solemn Judgment this time.
Yeah. Get it in while it can.
He'll be like, this is the first time I'm resolving this all game. Wow, Pendulum summoning the Dark Worm. Okay.
Sure.
Ooh, he just revealed a Meluseek and denying Dark Worm from searching the scale.
Huh.
I mean...
Sure. I mean, it's odd, but
I
sure.
feel like you're not going to get a lot of value off of Ash anyway, because you're not going to do anything with Electromite. Veiler for the Electromite, though.
Yikes.
Ooh.
And we're post-Pendulum Summon. If he has a way to
He's
get
just
rid of
passed.
that Electromite, yeah. Oof.
Looks like Fritz is going to take a quick read of Purple Poison Magician.
It's really good, but only affects spellcasters.
The fact that it does all that stuff in the damage step, though,
not okay.
Crazy. And Fritz also just taking a quick read of Chronograph. Doesn't do anything too important in the scale, especially considering the Time Gazer is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So normal summon of Meluseek. We did see Fritz accidentally reveal that when trying to show Ash. And is he going to attack directly with the Meluseek? Fritz knows his card attacks directly.
Of course. Now, Meluseek attack directly is such an incredibly powerful play. I've likened it to like Eater of Millions. It's damage step. I believe it's non-destruction removal.
It's targets, but it does not destroy.
Yeah, it is targeting, but it's just perfect for something like Errant Scales.
Is Meluseek 500?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he's going to send that Chronograph Sorcerer to the graveyard. We're going to set 2, go into Link Karibo, get your Faker. We know one of those is a Compulse. Wow, Fritz might walk away with this one. Compulse plus Multi-Faker seems pretty good against this board.
And that's time in the round. Wow, this is an exceptionally powerful board.
Those 2 hand traps. I will say the Ash was like kind of, you know, you could give that a miss. But the Veiler on the Electromite, I think, is what really locked this up for Fritz.
It ended the turn.
Joseph just had no follow-up after that. And you know what? Sometimes with Pendulum, that does happen. The Electromite can be the Achilles heel of this deck and just, you know, attract so much hate. So it looks like it's Joseph's turn, but Fritz might be activating a Protocol. Okay, makes sense.
Protocol's incredible. He's going to go for the Multi-Faker now.
Wow.
Wants to have the Protocol live.
That's even better than we
monster
thought,
effect.
because now he's going to be able to get the Sulquidius plus have the Protocol negate plus the Compulse, which is an unknown to Joseph right now. Wow, that's going to be tough. Now, you might have just heard in the background that it was time in the round, but these players started a little bit later, so they have some time, as you can see in the top left corner of your screen. And Fritz going for the Meluseek.
All right,
no
if
fear.
you say so.
I mean, he's still got 2 layers of disruption, to be fair, so.
And he passes it back. I don't think Fritz has been playing like terribly or anything. He just hasn't drawn very well. You don't want to be an Altergeist deck who sees 8 traps over 3 games.
So, looks like we're just going straight to. I think we're negating the.
This is a negation.
Yeah, So we're negating the Electromite with the Protocol. It's a little bit hard to tell by their hand gestures. And now Meluseek's going to go and search us a Marionetter.
And Marionetter, of course, is an incredibly powerful card that adds
Joseph's just going to pass. He has such a defeated look on his face now. And this is where things are going to start to snowball into Fritz's favor.
Wow, I can't believe Fritz is getting away with this.
That's crazy.
So there's a lot of stuff you can do here. The first is to activate Marionetter, use Marionetter's effect in order to get yourself a copy of Altergeist Manifestation.
Probably Manifestation at this point because you're at the protocol, yep.
Now you can use the second effect of Mario in order to pop Multi-Faker and go into a copy of Meluseek if you want to eat that remaining scale.
So now at this point, you could just switch everything forward, get in some damage.
Yeah, I like any of these options.
Oh, so you can use Marionetter's effect to destroy Multi-Faker to special summon the Meluseek.
And this cleanly gets rid of the scale.
Yep.
It has to be destroyed in order to destroy a card on the field.
Correct. So it's going to be 500.
And then Marionetter is 16, and Link Rebo's 3.
This could put Joseph down to a 5,100 life point total. At this point, you can go ahead and make your Hextia just to further prevent Joseph from coming back from this whatsoever. We already know you have the Manifestation set, so you're free to go off into this Hextia now.
Ugh. Hexia is such an impressively powerful card.
Typically, like, when you start seeing Hextia, you've probably lost.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, how many instances have you seen Altergeist make Hextia and they don't win that game?
Every time they make Hextia, it's never an overextension.
No.
It's like an understanding that the game has now ended.
Essentially, getting the Konkiri just as an insurance policy now.
Ugh. So I suppose we'll see pretty early on an activation of that Manifestation in order to get a copy of probably Multi-Faker from the graveyard, so you can trigger Multi-Faker's effect.
And we know both of his sets are Manifestation plus Compulse.
Yeah.
So, like, how many things? So now, Hexia can negate a spell or trap, or effect, for that matter. Protocol can just be used to negate something out of Manifestation, which he's immediately going to use, which is correct. Get back the... He's going to go for Multi-Faker here. Looks like it. Multi-Faker will get to trigger to get you Sequidius.
Hate that this card doesn't have to special summon itself by its own effect.
Right?
It just gets it whenever it's special summoned.
To be fair, Dingears is the same way. So.
Yeah, I hate that too. You're describing two cards that are extremely problematic.
So there's, what, 3 layers of negation here?
Yeah,
or disruption?
We've got the bounce, we've got the effect monster negate, and we've got the spell and trap negate.
Joseph's got like 2 or 3 cards in hand, but like it really does not matter at this point.
They got to be good ones.
They've got to be 3 of the best cards. Okay, there's Servant.
That is pretty good.
He's going to let it go.
Play Servant, pass into the deck that makes Meluseek. I don't know how good that is.
All right, he's going to let it go. Duelist Alliance.
That's a strong one. He's got 1 card remaining in hand. How confident are you?
I think Fritz is just wanting to ask on Duelist Alliance what it's able to search. It searches any card with the word Pendulum in it.
There's not a ton.
But Pendulum Call is a good one. But the thing is, as soon as Joseph activates that, Hextia can just eat that up, and it's probably game over. Here we go.
P-Call. Now that is prime Hextia bait.
Yep.
You've got it, sir. Get that out of my sight.
And Joseph has no hand. He's just going to concede. He's not even going to continue playing because he knows at that point it is completely over. Wow. So Altergeist in top 16.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but I'm surprised with the way those events unfolded.
Yeah. That was a Pendulum deck, but I've never seen a Pendulum deck look like it bricked that badly.
You have to think.